Greetings, Earthlings.
What up? Ladies and gents, yet again, some very exciting comic book superhero news. Ryan Reynolds has done it again. Not only does he have an incredible ad agency, Maximum Effort, but he is apparently, according to We Got This Covered, apparently Ryan Reynolds is pushing Hugh Jackman to return as the Wolverine. Now, let me say this. The only time we've seen these two is going back and forth on social media. That's been the greatest thing ever. And they've done some ads together, collaborating with Hugh Jackman's coffee company, The Laughing Man, and also Aviation Gin, Ryan Reynolds' gin company. We've seen them go back. We have never seen them on screen as Wolverine and Deadpool. We've seen them, of course, the joke in X-Men Origins with Wolverine, where Ryan Reynolds does kind of play Wade Wilson. At the end, we all know the joke, right? That was not Deadpool. That was just a shitty way to introduce him. Ryan Reynolds has worked hard to get the Deadpool movie going, and he's working on Deadpool 3. It would be incredible to get Hugh Jackman back. Now, here's what I want, though, because we've never seen this happen before. I would love to get the old school comic book suit. You know, we saw it teased in one of the Wolverine movies with Hugh Jackman, where he opened up the case. Those are the deleted scene. They never used it. He's never been in it. A lot of people say it's too campy and all that, but I want the old school, like, graphic novel, the brown and yellow Wolverine suit with Deadpool. Now, you could easily do this with the Multiverse. If you do the right way with Marvel, you could tie in Doctor Strange somehow. You could bring this back in time, dye that gray hair from Hugh Jackman, and you know, give me the Wolverine and Deadpool fight scene. I just want one fight scene, 5 to 10 minutes. I want some banter going back and forth. Him with the cigar, hey bub. Like, I want some legit old school Wolverine and Deadpool action. That would be sick. So that's what I'm hoping for. Who knows, man? You know, I never thought we would get the Snyder Cut in 2016, 2017, when everyone was fighting for it. And then, you know, here we are. It just came out on HBO Max, and it's fucking incredible. Weirder things have happened. So this might very well happen. Who knows? Ryan Reynolds, keep fighting, bro. So We Got This Covered apparently says, no two actors have arguably ever embodied a character in a long-running franchise more so than Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, with the stars sharing a combined total of 21 appearances as their respective comic book favorites. Both bowed out in a suitable fighting and spectacular fashion as well, only to find themselves continuously linked with a comeback as soon as the credits rolled on. Very true, because Tony Stark, Hugh Jackman, it's tough to find actors. But I'm going to stop here and say this. Is it, though? I mean, I know they're great. I know they're iconic. They will forever go down in history as the best of the best. But I think it's okay to have multiple actors that kick ass in that role. You know, you saw Jack Nicholson as the Joker in the 90s, and you're like, he's the Joker. And then you see Heath Ledger. And then you're like, that's the best fucking Joker. And then you get Jared Leto, and you're like, right? But then you get Joaquin Phoenix, and you're like, bro, I want to see that dude in 5 more movies. So I don't know. I think there's so many great actors out there. We could get a better Wolverine. We just don't know, right? Until we know, until we see it. But it's hard to top Hugh Jackman. I get it. Although I like to see Wolverine at his real height. I'd like to find an actor that looks like Wolverine that's like 5'1", 5'2", you know, because Wolverine's really short, right, in the comics. So, I don't know. I think there are better actors. We just you gotta relax. You gotta relax, my fellow geeks. But they did bow out in spectacular fashion, for sure. But this Wolverine rumor in particular ignited just a couple weeks ago, when in the space of a few days alone, it was claimed that Carl Urban was in the running to inherit the Claws, a series that was in development by Disney Plus, and Marvel wanted to team up with Jackman's Logan, with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury for the future of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whoa. If Jackman does indeed want to get involved with the MCU again, then you can bet that Kevin Feige would be happy to have him. And while it remains to be seen what will happen, we've now heard from other sources, the same ones that said Rachel McAdams would be back in Doctor Strange, long before it was confirmed, that apparently Ryan Reynolds is reportedly pushing his archenemy to make a return, presumably to give fans what they want and explode the internet in the process by having the Merc with the mouth face off against the Wolverine. Yes. There's obviously the danger of impacting Logan's legacy if this happens, but from what we understand, a comeback would most likely involve the multiverse. Called it. Meaning it doesn't have to make any sort of storytelling sense in the unique world of Deadpool franchise, assuming that that's how it will materialize. I like it. I think it's a good call. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. One way in particular, obviously, would be the multiverse. But again, I think you can see a lot of things. Like, I'm just throwing it out there, but, you look at like Cable, who travels in time. I think that could be interesting. Where maybe, Cable and Deadpool can travel in time, and then, boom, they show up, and you got old school Wolverine. Like, totally different universe. It's aside from, what we've seen in the past. It's new to the MCU, and it's just a little teaser. Because I loved Logan. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a good way to kind of do a send-off. But it's almost like what we talk about with Tony Stark, right? Like in Robert Downey Jr. It was a great send-off, but you're like, damn, I want more, But you got to know when to call it quits. And I think Hugh Jackman wants to call it quits. But I think if it's a little cameo or something kind of classy and cool, something that's in a different universe, I think it would make sense. So I'll keep following this along. Hopefully you guys too. I'm going to leave this article from We Got This Covered in the description. So enjoy. Until next time. Peace.